Hello, and welcome to RAIT 465 and HCML 465. This is your Capstone Project course, the culmination of all your activities in the bachelor's degree program, and we're very excited to welcome you to this class. My name is Gina Sens, and I'm Senior Adjunct Faculty for the Radiation and Imaging Sciences program, and I am co-teaching this course with Darren Vashulik, Senior Adjunct Professor for the Healthcare Management and Leadership program. Although I may refer to this course as RAIT 465 or HCML 465, you will get credit for one of those two depending on your pathway through the BAS program. We are excited to see the projects that you come up with during this quarter and next quarter, and that all the hard work that you put into these last few months or maybe years in this program have really paid off, and to see how much you've grown through this program. As in any course, communication is very important, and communicating with your instructors, especially when you have a question, is of primary importance. So these are our preferred contact methods. Canvas email is always first, but if Canvas is down for any reason, please use our Bellevue College email addresses, which we've listed here. Darren does not have an office phone number, but I do, so if you really need to reach somebody immediately, please contact me by my phone number listed there. And when in doubt, please reach out to us. We don't want you to spin your wheels, so we'd rather answer your question and have you get back to work, because there is plenty to do in this course. The goal for the Capstone Proposal course is to get you prepared to create your capstone project. And in doing so, even though it's a one-credit class and it may seem like a lot of work now, you'll be that much more prepared for your capstone project next quarter. So the things that you'll be doing this quarter include choosing your topic, familiarizing yourself with the resources we have available, including a writing coach and the librarian, and also choosing your mentor. And that person is going to be key in helping you complete your project next quarter. Finally, you'll be practicing and learning the skills of creating a videotape for your presentation. And in doing so, you'll have a complete proposal and a timeline for your project for next quarter. Let me say just a few words about the Capstone Project concept. It is a culminating piece of work for an undergraduate educational program. It's very similar to a master's thesis or a doctoral dissertation, and it should be a project. It should have a cohesive body of work that has a specific goal, a plan, and a real-world outcome. It accomplishes something that would otherwise not be accomplished, which means that you're not repeating somebody else's work, but you're coming up with something that is needed in the world, that you see that is needed in the world, and then you're creating that project around it. This project should be something that is utilized by others. For an example, remodeling your department, or possibly creating an educational piece for patients, is something that others will use and that might make real changes or improve people's lives. Ideally, your capstone project will include a numeric analysis. This might be a justification of your project in some way. It might be a spreadsheet of cost-benefit analysis if you're updating your current department or maybe remodeling it. It also might just be a determination of the effectiveness of your project. To determine the effectiveness of your project, you might do a survey. You might do a survey before your project is introduced to see if your idea is needed. Another way to use a survey is to use a survey before and after your project to see if it has changed anything. For example, if you were doing a project on the morale in your department, you might do a survey before you implement your project to see how the morale is in your department, and then implement your project, and then do another survey afterwards to see how effective your project has been. If you're doing a cost-benefit method, you might do a cost-benefit method of the amount of money saved when you actually have remodeled the department, just by changing the way the department interacts with each other in that department. Or you might just give us information about how much it costs to do the remodel. So either one of those would be acceptable. Let me introduce you to the modules. There are 5 modules total, and you're already in the Introductory Activities module. In this module, the only other activity that you'll need to work on is a syllabus quiz. On each slide, I have the module and the weeks that it covers, as well as the exercises, assignments, and finally the discussions for each module. For Module 1, Week 1, the theme is Personal and Professional Goals. The thing that you'll be working on the most is your personal statement, which should give you perspective about where you've been and where you're planning to go in your career, and how you might use that information to help you focus on a project for the Capstone Project. There is also a discussion, which is an introduction to your classmates, but it's also a chance for you to discuss with your classmates where you've been in your career, where you see yourself going, and how that might play a role in your Capstone Project. Module 2 includes weeks 2 and 3, and the theme is project selection. You'll have a meeting with either myself or Darren, and there is also a list of topic examples that might get your creative ideas flowing. There's also a Capstone Project's report expectations, and we'd like to start having you use those now, even in the very early stages of your project proposal. The assignment is a first draft of your proposal, and I understand that you might be thinking that you don't even know what your project's going to be, so how can you write a proposal? But that may just get your ideas flowing. If you start writing out a proposal and getting your ideas down on paper, it might make you weed out choices that you may have been thinking about and kind of narrow your focus so that you have one project to work on. The discussion is also about project ideas, so utilize your fellow students. They are also in the radiation and imaging sciences area or the healthcare management and leadership, so they can help you hone your ideas and maybe come up with something that's going to be really great for your project. Module 3 is the longest and most involved module this quarter, and it involves weeks 4 through 7. The theme is preparing for success. This will include the expectations for the second draft of your proposal, a meeting with the librarian and the writing specialist, a piece on the APA formatting of references, and the value of a mentor. Once you've met with a librarian, you should be able to produce a reference page with most of the references that you'll be using for your Capstone project. A key moment in this quarter and in this module is the identification of your mentor. A good mentor can help your project go so much more smoothly. And then you'll want to meet with the writing specialist and formulate your ideas, and then create a second draft of your proposal. That should be able to crystallize your idea and make sure that you've narrowed it down and honed it for the final outcome. The discussion in this module will be support and lining up all the different support pieces, your writing specialist, your mentor, even those students in your course, to help you bring your project to its completion. And finally, we have Module 4, weeks 8 through 10, with the theme of the final proposal. You'll have a meeting with either Darren or I to continue shaping your final project. You will begin to practice recording your presentation. At the end of RAIT or HCML 475, you will have not only a written report, but an oral presentation in the form of a video presentation much like this one. There will be a presentation night where you can either be present in person or via video conferencing so that you can answer questions about your project. Whether you choose to be with us in person for the video presentation night or joining us through video conferencing, we'll have everybody create a video presentation so that everybody's on the same footing. Therefore, we'll have lessons in this Module 4 to help you create and design your presentation and also practice it. We'll have you upload that video presentation not only to the assignments section, but also to the discussion board so that your fellow students can help to critique your current presentation. And that way, when you are ready to create your presentation for RAIT or HCML 475, you'll already know how to do it. Also included in Module 4 are a draft timeline and a final draft of your proposal. And then you'll be all ready to go for the Capstone Project course, RAIT and HCML 475. So again, let me welcome you to RAIT and HCML 465. Let's get started.